Hi, and welcome to our final video, which will be about saving and inserting images. So I have a bunch of my website already developed, and if I go to look at my example website, it looks like this right now. I'm going to refresh it so all my edits save. So I've got my title or my heading, my image, I've got my input box. I still have to style some of my buttons and things like that in my list and add some padding. So I'm not quite done, but I have the basic layout. So the question is, how do I get these images like the background image and the image of my person onto my website? So it comes with, first I have to find the photo that I want on the internet. So let's say I want to add another picture of Ben Harper, or maybe I want to put one down by his music of a CD cover. So we're going to go on Google and I'm going to type in Ben Harper CD cover, let's say, is what I want. And you can Google whatever it is you're getting an image of. And so I'm going to find images. And this is one of my favorite albums of his. So I'm going to use this one. Okay. I'm going to do that 2-finger click or the right click on the desktop. And this time we're not choosing copy image address. We're not choosing that. We're choosing save image as. So save image as. And I am saving it to that My Website folder on my student drive. So I'm going to navigate to the My Student Drive. Okay, you find your student drive and your number, and you click on the My Website folder, right? Double click on it. Don't save it there, just double click on it. I'm going to go into my images folder, okay, where I have my images saved. I need to name this something easy. I do not want to delete the end of the file name. So the .jpeg right there, I want to keep that. But I can name it something easy like Ben2 because I already have a Ben1. So Ben2 JPEG, and it's saving as a JPEG, and I'm going to click Save. So now if I looked, it is in my images folder. So if I go to my images, I can see what images I have here. I have these two, I have this one, I have my background. I've saved a bunch of images. As you can see, I've named them all really easy things for me to recall in my coding. So Ben2 is what I need. I want to put that, I'm going to find, this one is going to be an HTML photo. So I'm going to find where I have his top 10 songs and about his music. And in this section, right before about his music, I'm going to put that picture. Give myself some space to code it here for you. I'm going to put the image tag IMG and it pops up. So I'm going to just hit enter. It sets it all up for me between those quotations, not pasting anything. I'm typing images because that's where that file is, slash, and now I'm going to call it Ben2.j. It's a JPG type file. Control S, and I'm going to come over to my website. Let's find my website right here. Hit refresh. Okay, so something must be wrong because it's not coming up. So I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to go look at my file and how it's saved. Okay, so if I look at the properties of this, I have to go back. It's not where, oh, JPEG. So let's go look at my images, SRC. Oh, I spelled images wrong. That will do it every time. My son just pointed that out. He found that one for me. So there you go, images, save it again, Control S. Let's see if that was the easiest thing. No, something is still wrong. So you still can come across errors. So images backslash ben2.jpg. So what is it that I need to do differently? Let's see if I type in the E for JPEG, how the file has it, if that makes a difference. Control S, coming back, and sometimes it's just about how you name the file. There it is. So it wasn't a JPEG, JPG, it was a JPEG, JPEG type file. And I can see that when I look at the files and how they saved. If you right click on them, properties, you should be able to see how it's saved. JPEG type file. So it might be a PNG, it might be a JPEG. You can use properties to find out what to call it in your code. Okay, so that's how to do one in my HTML. if I want to come over to my style section, remember to get the background image. Let's say I want to put, where's my website? Let's say for this section where that album cover is, I want a different background. So what I'm actually going to do is set up a little HTML first. I want that picture to be in its own little section. So I'm actually going to make a div class equals album, I'm going to call it. So I'm going to give this its own little section of code. That's just so I can style it by itself. So I'm going to save that, come into my style section. I'm going to make a dot album because that's the class. Open squiggle, close braces. Okay. Background. I want to make a background image, we said, or just background it could be, but set it up as an image. Remember, you need the URL, parentheses, parentheses, and then inside the parentheses are my quotations, and then that's where I'm going to type the file name. So I need to find another file, and maybe on this I want like a brown wallpaper or something behind it, a darker brown. So brown, I'm going to type in brown wall. Actually, maybe brick. That would be kind of neat behind there. Brick wall paper. Okay, so I'm going to pick out an image that I like, and I think this would kind of look cool behind it. So I'm going to click on it. I can see that this is a stock image, so I might not want that one because it has the writing over it. So let's see if I pick this one. And I'm going to click on it, save image as, just like before. I'm going to shorten this name to brick. Okay, it's a JPEG. Saving it, coming back into my code. Okay, so it's in that images. I can double check that it's in the images folder, and it doesn't look like it's saved correctly. So let's see, it downloaded it weird. Let me see if I can save it again. So that's always too, you want to double check, did your images save right? So I'm going to try and save image as again and see if this one works or if it doesn't. So I'm going to delete the name and say brick. And let's see if it saved it. So it doesn't look like it's saving it correctly. So I'm going to try a different image. So I'm going to delete this one that's weird. Okay, you want to make sure you can find, and it can be copyright images. It can be something like that. So let's pick this. I'm going to save image as. Let's try this one. This one's a JPEG too. Brick. That one looks like it's saving better. Let's go to my file. And why isn't it there? My website, images. Let's double check where I'm saving these to. So let's double check. Coming over to this brick again, save image as, and it looks like I'm in my images folder. Why is Miss Watts not saving? Bricks. And it's downloading it weirdly, so that's not good. We don't want that. So let's see if I click on it, if it makes a difference, if I want it from the actual website. So we're going to go here. Oh, because it's so it isn't a real picture. It's like a graphic that you can scroll on. So I need to find the problems with my picture. So let's see. Maybe this one will be okay. I probably did the wrong thing by picking brick. And that's not an image either. So let me just change my thought process here. I thought a brick wall might be easy, but maybe not. Brown wall. Okay, so let's choose something different. I like this texture. Okay, oh, this one right here is nice. Or even this one, I like this darker one. This is kind of the effect I wanted from the bricks. So I'm going to 2-finger click. Now I'm going to save image as. Let's go with brown wall. Saving it. My one brick was there too, so maybe that would work too. So we'll see. Anyway, URL, images, just like before, /, we said brown wall it was a JPEG. I think it was just a JPG. You have to play around with them. And end that line of code with the semicolon, save it. Let us come back finally to my website if we can find it again. Let's see, it's not there. It's in which tab? Right here, Ben Harper. And there it is. So again, just a different setup because it's in your CSS and it's images /brownwall.jpg that way. And you can see how setting up a div for it by putting that picture in a container, div open, div close, you can see that it didn't, it made just a nice rectangular strip around the container where that photo was held. So that made it look really nice and didn't do the whole website like before. Okay, so that is how to save an image. And if you have any questions,